Hey guys!
Hey guys!
We're back with another WESTWORLD review, this time reviewing the WESTWORLD Season 1 finale titled The Bicameral Mind. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. This, in my opinion, Season 1 of WESTWORLD is the best first season of any show I have ever watched, and the finale was the best Season 1 finale of any show I've ever watched.
And it totally set it up for, like, I can now see multiple seasons of this. Whereas before I was like, wow, how many, they can't really do a whole bunch of seasons because, like, how would you do that? No, they totally opened the way. Like, they created ways that you can do this story and not have it get stale. It's, it blew my mind.
First, the big twist of the season, the man in black is William, and that was really kind of the obvious twist, but the way they went about it, it made anyway, it made me second guess myself. Well, it's William. No, it's Logan. I was all in.
No, it's obvious it's William. It can't be William. It's Logan. And
I was all in on Logan last week, and then during this episode I'm like, no, it's the same time frame. William's gonna show up and save her from the man in black, and no, William is the
then when the man in black is telling the story of William, I'm like, it's Logan, it's totally Logan. And then he gets, like, towards the end, I was like, shit, it's totally William.
It was the obvious twist. This has been the thing people have been talking about since, like, episode 4.
Yeah, but the way it was written, it had you second guessing yourself the entire time, even though it was obvious, the obvious twist. You second guessed yourself the whole time.
It was incredibly frustrating in the best possible way.
Yeah, and they also wrote in how it works, because our biggest flaw with it being William is he's totally devoted to her. This doesn't make any sense.
How does he go from being devoted to her?
Do this stuff to her. And they fixed it perfectly with another man picking up the rolling can and him seeing he just spent days agonizing over her, searching for her, and to see that it was completely wiped and that she had just started over with somebody else as him in the storyline, and that she wasn't different when the whole time he thought she was.
But the thing is, she is different.
Yeah.
It's just she's going through this loop over and over again, and it's her process of becoming self-aware.
Yeah, she is becoming conscious. She is in her own maze.
And he participated in it, but was unaware that he was participating in it when he saw... Oh, it was absolutely incredible. This is one that I think we're definitely going to have to rewatch the finale, because there was so much in it that I know there's stuff that we missed.
Yeah. And let's just keep on the man in black for just a moment here. This whole time he's been searching for the center of the maze, something more, for them to actually fight back and humans not necessarily be able to win. And at the end, with Ford's final story, the people are coming out of the trees and one shoots him, and as it registers that he was actually legitimately shot, he smiles like, this is what I've been waiting for. It's like he finally got what he was searching for.
And the maze, it wasn't made for the guests. It was made for the hosts to hear their own minds and become self-aware and conscious.
And I love how, like, the whole time you don't know if Ford's a good guy or a bad guy, and you're going back and forth, and he's a good guy. He realized that they were self-aware or could have the potential to become self-aware and conscious, but he also realized they weren't there yet. So he allowed the park to go forward and has been behind the scenes tinkering and making them reach this point so that it would end with his final story and Dolores shooting him and all of the hosts becoming self-aware.
Yeah, and he says there's this theme of Dolores becoming kind of a new person, becoming the person she needs to become. And apparently the person she needs to become is very ruthless.
Yeah, and
A lot like Maeve.
yeah, and apparently Wyatt.
Yeah. The Wyatt narrative is Dolores. It's the person she needs
I
to be.
did not see that coming.
Me
So we
either.
had that huge, obvious twist of the Man in Black being William, and then
Dolores
is
Wyatt.
friggin' Wyatt. Like,
It's
where did that come
awesome.
from? Like, we
Oh my God.
out of left field. We did not see that coming at all.
No. So, I mentioned Maeve, and my favorite part of Maeve's story all season and in this episode is Felix gives her the coordinates to her daughter, and she says, no, she's not my daughter, she's not even real, I'm leaving. And her escape is part of her narrative. It's her new narrative, and we don't know who created it. We have a feeling maybe it was Ford.
Probably Ford, yeah.
But we don't know that for sure. It could have been Charlotte. Charlotte could have been up to something and wanted to cause some chaos, or who knows.
Yeah, we have no idea.
But she overcame that narrative and is going back into the park to get her daughter.
Yeah, and see, I think it's Ford. We don't get confirmation that yes, it was Ford, but I think it's Ford because he did that for all the hosts.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, she conveniently goes down and finds Bernard, and because of Bernard figures out that this escape plan is actually just a new narrative, and she got to see that narrative and was acting it out all up until she gets her daughter's coordinates, and that was not part of the narrative. And it's like she had an epiphany on the train where it was
when
like
she saw the little girl.
yeah, where it was like, I have to go after the little girl, otherwise I'm just following my new narrative. And that's why I think it was Ford. I think Ford deliberately left Bernard down there for her to find so that she could find out that she was on a new narrative.
Now, I did say that this was, in my opinion, the best Season 1 finale that I have ever seen, but I do have one gripe, and that is Teddy came to Dolores' rescue. I really wanted her to save herself.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't kill William in that moment, even if she just escaped on her own, I didn't like that she had to be rescued.
Yeah. But that was also part of the narrative that was written in to be the opening scene of the new narrative of Ford. But yeah, it would have been really nice if she had gotten there on her own.
But that does kind of blend into a very mind-bending moment in the episode, because Dolores gets stabbed. William stabs Dolores, and Teddy rescues her and takes her to the beach, and she dies, and they have this little conversation, and then the board and all the big wigs are all watching it.
Yeah.
So Ford manipulated the Man in Black into this whole situation.
For years.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Ford is the one who let slip the maze, and he's been on this journey for years trying to find the center of the maze, and it was all part of Ford's plan.
It's and there's this theme throughout the entire season that the humans are like gods. If Ford did manipulate William this whole time to orchestrate to that point where it leads off the new narrative, Ford is basically a god.
Yeah,
he's pulling the strings
incredible.
of the hosts and of the humans.
Yeah.
And then Dolores effectively kills God at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's amazing. The more I think about it, the more my brain hurts.
Okay, and so at the beginning I said that this episode made it possible, in my mind, for there to be many, many seasons of WESTWORLD. And before this, I was like, you can only do a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
But
Like,
when,
where do you go from here, kind of a
But
thing.
when Maeve was escaping, she accidentally stumbles into the samurai portion of the world. And even the little slip of paper, World 1.
Yeah.
Which means there's multiple worlds. And
Which, in the original film, there are 3 worlds. There's Westworld, Medieval World, and Roman World.
yeah. So this implies that there's multiple worlds. Well, they can do different narratives of these different worlds, and kind of every season could be a different world, and they could totally do it differently until, like, where they all meet up as they're all escaping at the same time. Like, they could totally
Like, they've been playing
that.
with the time frames a lot. these other worlds, like medieval world or Roman world or whatever different worlds they decide to do, the host could be going through similar things all at the same time.
And Ford could be controlling all of it.
Yeah.
Like, he could have set every single world up to come to this conclusion all at the same time and have the host become sentient.
Whew. It was an extra long episode. It was 90 minutes long, and I tell you what, I feel like I've been running for like 90 minutes just straight.
Oh my god.
I got
incredible.
It was
Absolutely
so good.
incredible.
Oh my god. Like we said, there was a lot in this episode, so I'm sure we missed something. If we did, let us know it down in the comments and let's talk about it. Also, if you enjoyed this review, and we really hope you did, tell us by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.